John, you there?
Hello.
All right. So let me pull up my memo here. Hold on a second.
Can you actually scoot the
It's through Hangouts, so you can get on Hangouts and accept it. Great.
I was gonna do the Hangouts. Yeah, and then you guys move it around.
All right. Did you guys print out that email?
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it here in front of them. I have it pulled up on the computer and a hard copy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through Hangouts.
All right. So let's get this party started. All right. So what I wanted to do is basically go over the restructure of the current workflow and the situation, the way it currently stands with the delivery technicians in Charlottesville and Richmond. If you're looking at the memo, this lists out basically the hierarchy here: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
I'll turn that on.
We good?
All right.
Okay. Is Emmett there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just didn't see him. All right. I felt like I needed to go over with everybody the explanation of what Randy's job role is here at Healthcare.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
If somebody's got a dual hangout going on, it's going to do that echo.
Cancel yours. Okay.
All right. So got a major. So anyway, what Randy's responsibility, he's going to be our senior delivery technician, and it's pretty apparent. I listed out what his responsibilities are. Lucy and myself, we are responsible for all the DME techs, the warehouse in Charlottesville, the warehouse I am Chesapeake. Michael Baldwin's responsible for all the delivery techs as well as the Richmond and Charlottesville warehouse. Randy is responsible for John Johnson, Emmett Roberts, and Scott Horman, as well as the warehouse in Charlottesville and in Richmond. And when I say responsible, he's going to be the eyes and ears of myself, Michael, and Lucy. He's going to do all the following stuff that I listed there. He's going to collect and submit all the relevant paperwork from the techs, like daily driver's logs, hazmat sheets, vehicle inspections logs, any paper tickets that are done. He's also going to coordinate and schedule any needed vehicle maintenance for Richmond and for Charlottesville. He's going to coordinate daily routing of deliveries and pickups. And on that note, I'm going to do a little sidebar here. I think what we did the other day, I think it was Friday, where we had like a little huddle and discussed who had what and who was going where to see and get everybody's input. I think that's something we should continue to do. Yeah. So basically every morning, I'd say no later than 9:15, we all need to get together and go over all the stops for today to get input. This, and let me repeat, should not take more than 10 minutes because it shouldn't be a long debate. It should be some basic exchange of information as far as what was done, especially if it's a rescheduled stop, to let us know that, hey, we need to take that off. We need to move that. Pretty soon, once Randy's up to speed on this, he'll be able to do it just based on meeting with Emmett and Scott. But that's what we should be doing. And John, you're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? This is just for the Charlottesville guys. You'll be concerned with getting with Michael and myself as far as your stops. You understand?
Understood.
Okay, good. Randy will assist in printing tickets. He'll assist in assigning stops. He will be making sure that the techs are leaving in a timely manner. And this is my expectation, and hear me clearly. By the time you get in, get your tickets, pull your stuff, you should be out the door in an hour. If you're not, I want to know what the extenuating circumstances are. You need to relay that to Randy, because coming in, puttering around for an hour and a half, not leaving until 11:30 is unacceptable. Are we clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Randy's also going to make deliveries and pickups. We're going to hope to not have him as a routine delivery technician. He will make some deliveries and pickups, and maybe this week he'll help us catch up on some of these outstanding pickups that seem to keep getting pushed due to people being out sick. So he'll probably help us catch up on that. He's going to make sure that communication is there's an open flow of communication between the techs and the managers, meaning between the Charlottesville techs, Lucy, myself, and Michael. So he's going to facilitate that conversation. He's also going to resolve any serial number issues on stop sales orders. Like what happens now is when you guys deliver something, the serial number is bad, you've copied the wrong serial number off a bed, whatever, it gets assigned to me. That holds up billing. And with the gazillion things I've got going on, it takes me a few days to get around to, getting that back in the mix. I'm going to start assigning all those whips or work in progresses to Randy for him to run down and get on you guys about getting the correct serial number on that.
So with that being said, Craig, can't we have them confirm those serial numbers with him before they leave the warehouse?
Perfect.
This way, we'll fix it on the front end and not on the back end.
Correct. Yep. That's what we should do. And with the addition of Dan's warehouse person, he should be able to help you once he's up to speed. So now you're going to have to bear with Randy. This is only his sixth day on the job. So it's going to take some time for him to understand how to use Brightree, for him to understand the flow of everything, him to get used to using Apacheta and Transport Manager. So it is going to be an evolving process. But make no mistake, he is your go-to there in Charlottesville and Richmond, John, when he's there in Richmond, whatever you need. If he tells you something that needs to happen, it's as good as hearing it from Lucy, Michael, or myself. We good on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's also going to do delivery tech vehicle inspections. Meaning he's going to look at your vehicles. He knows the basic layout as well as you guys. Like if your vehicle looks like a pigsty, you've got trash in the cab, you've got old patient information laying around, unsecure HIPAA information, not going to fly. I mean, this is all common sense stuff that you guys know that you should be doing anyway. That unfortunately I'm here, Michael's here, Lucy's in Charlottesville, that we can't necessarily stay on top of everybody at all times. So Randy's going to be our eyes and ears and hands to make that happen. So again, I can't stress enough that this is an ever evolving process. So we're going to have to work with him. I expect to get you guys to give him as much understanding as possible until he gets the firm grasp of what's going on. But I've got a feeling he's going to catch on pretty quickly and hit the ground running with that. So any questions?
I do. What's with the change?
What's that?
What's with the change? Why now?
Why not?
I'm just saying, it just felt like out of nowhere. I'm just wondering, like out of the blue, we're putting Randy in charge, which I'm not having a problem with. I'm just saying it just seems like out of the blue.
I've been planning this for 6 months.
Okay.
So he just happened to be the right person at the right time.
All right.
So I feel we need some extra hands and some extra eyes and ears, and I think he's going to be the person to help us out do that. So any additional questions?
No.
No?
Nope,
We're good.
good.
Okay. So if he asks you for something, paperwork, do something, whatever, please listen to him. Okay. If he comes to me and he tells me that he's not getting cooperation, I don't want to have that conversation with you. I'm sure I won't have to. So, all right. So today, since I've got John, you can jump off, Scott, and Randy and Emmett, and let's go over what we've got for today. Somebody got a computer up?
Yep.
Okay.
You want me to head on out?
What's that?
To head on out?
Yeah, you can head out.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, John.
All right. So let's go over what's for today. All right, Scott, you've got Fanny Quarles. What's the rundown on her?
Well, we needed Gordonsville address. She was a discharge from Louisa Health and Rehab. They originally scheduled a delivery of a wheelchair that was too small for the patient, and we needed to get a larger size. I don't know. There was supposed to be communication from an email from Louisa Health and Rehab.
It's all been taken care of. They're expecting that today.
Excellent.
Okay, do we have an updated address on the sales order?
Yep.
We do.
Yep, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got that. You got that one, Scott.
Yes, sir.
All right, Joan Morris. What's up with her?
I don't know that.
That's the one from Friday that was not home. They couldn't get in touch with her, so she was skipped.
Okay, she's a tank delivery. So let's call her again today. See if we can get her taken care of. William Menifee. That's a switch out of an OCD. Talk Go
Mhm.
ahead.
I read an email that he passed away.
No,
No.
no, no, not him.
William Menifee.
No,
I just talked to him on Friday.
Good.
Yeah.
I was about to say I read it like what? This
no,
guy passed?
no.
No. So take an extra OCD when you go see him. He's up in Culpeper. He was very understanding about the switch. I told him we were short staffed. Moving right along. Robert Crowell.
Crowell.
Yeah, there you go. E-check.
Bed. He needs for the detachable motor. He needs another panel for the foot piece for the part of the motor because the legs will not go up and down.
Okay, hear that, Scott?
I'm sorry. No, I did not.
The panel, you know, on the
Mhm.
motors, the little slide-on panels that go over, that you slide right on top of them after you put the motor on the bed. The little tiny black piece that hangs from each end of the motor.
Okay.
On the foot piece, it needs one of those panels. One of the motor
So
didn't
I
have
want,
one.
so when you go back to the warehouse, physically show him what you're talking about so he knows what to take.
So
This is
it
a
should
hospice
have- it
patient,
should
so we
have
do need
what?
to get this done.
So it should have had a little string that connected the.
Yeah, one was
plate.
not on there.
Okay, so it should have been locked in place then.
It
Like when
not
you- when
lock
you
in
do
place
it-
without the panel.
If it's the one I'm thinking about, it's the one where you have to every time you like transport it, you have to slide it into place and lock it in.
I'll show
So it
you
stays
once.
with it.
Once
All
we're
right. Emmett, make sure he understands how to do it before he leaves.
is there
Okay, thank you. All right. Brookman Kenneth. Let's see. He's a pickup. I talked to him. They're going to be home today. He's had his trach removed, so that's good to go. But that one's good. Now, I don't remember. There's some issue. We just did Paula Stewart on last week, Friday or whatever, and this was a pickup.
We delivered a bed on Friday. I think she also has a concentrator, but she passed away on Saturday, so she's a pickup for today. Scott spoke to the family, and they said today would be fine.
Okay. All right. So Scott, that's what you've got. The only one looks like we might have an issue with is Joan Morse for the tank deliveries. Call, make sure you contact all the people before you leave out of the office this morning. If she doesn't answer, we'll give her another try during the day. And if she doesn't call us back, then we're going to skip her.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's see. Next we got Emmett. All right. Give me a second. My phone's ringing off the. All right. James Weatherford. That's the guy that refused the order, right?
Yeah, he did not want the padded tub transfer bench.
Okay.
They
So-
said they found another one off of Amazon for $50.
Smart guy. All right. So I'm going to take him off. I put him back up there just as a placeholder. All right. So he's off of you. Irvin White is a O2 pickup in Charlottesville.
He was the one I spoke with that he was unaware that there was ever an order written for the pickup. And I spoke with him and he said that he had a doctor's appointment Monday. So I guess he's going to do a doctor's appointment today and is going to speak with that doctor. Now, I don't know if it was the same doctor as a respiratory therapist or doctor of prescribing oxygen.
What time was that? On Friday, because he called here Friday saying that he was home and available for his delivery.
All right. How about this? Why don't we, Emmett, call him this morning and see what his status is, see if we can pick him up or not. All right.
All righty.
All right. Barbara Walker. She is a pickup. Patient passed. Looks like O2, Charlottesville, Ryle Road.
I called the son, Brian. I've left 2 voicemails. I haven't heard anything back. I'm not sure. The family didn't seem to be very involved I never saw the family when I was there.
All right. Another one, Emmett. Call it before you go. All right.
But she
All right. Moving right along. Yes.
sorry.
Oh, I thought you had something to say. All right. Michelle Sale. This is overbed table, and the patient has passed. This is
That
on.
was the one that you and I visited at that apartment complex where she wasn't in the directory.
Yep.
I had to have I believe, spouse come down and meet me in the parking lot to receive delivery.
Okay. Well, I think they were the ones I talked to. Anyway, another one. Call before you go out there. They were hard to get in touch with to set it up. They're probably going to have to be hard to get in touch with to pick it up. So again, another one to call. Beverly Thompson. This one is a tank delivery from Sherry. This was way the hell out there in Craigsville. Long way out, but I would call them before even heading there, Emmett, make sure they're going to be home because that's a long ride.
Yep.
All right. Ruby Hanson. She is apnea monitor in Mount Sydney. Who had that one last week?
I believe I did.
Okay. What's the story of Ms. Hanson?
Ruby Hanson. She said that Monday or Tuesday afternoon would work for her. She's available most after the afternoon. But what I recommended was drop shipping it back to us. Like if we could send her a box or something and having her box it up, send it through their postal office and ship it. I might say company time.
What are your thoughts, Lucy?
That's fine.
It's a full oximeter, isn't it?
I mean, her, and there's also another one in Shenandoah, Thomas Paisley.
Yep, I'd be fine with sending them a box.
Now, Paisley Thomas, they were supposed to leave it on the front porch, but again, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
We can send boxes for those. Dan's here today. We can talk to Dan about sending some boxes out for them.
All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna take Ruby Hanson off of Emmett for today, and we'll see what we can do about sending a box. All right, moving right along. Oscar Farish.
Yep.
This is a rollator guy.
Uses to answer his phone.
All right, Lucy, we tried a week to deliver this rollator on Dyke.
Yep. But he's the one, he did call the beginning of the week because he's the one who discharged last Sunday, discharged without it. And he called looking for it at the beginning of the week, but if they're not home, they're not home. I mean,
all right, Emmett, try him again. Leave him another 47th message. You know, see if they decide they were going to call. I mean, if you got to go to Gordon's, no, you don't have to go up there. You're probably going to have to go to Standardsville though. So leave them a message this morning, see if they call back, and then we'll readjust after that. And Ruth, looks like Balger, and that's
the one who passed away over a month ago. And I have a feeling that we're going to say goodbye to that equipment because the phone number is disconnected. He drove by the house, left a sign on the door, have left messages for the son.
I'm sure it's still, well, the issue there is that the timeline, I was driving down the road and there's a mailbox on the side of the road that says Bawyer. There's no house. It's like something was there before, no longer now. And down the road, there's another mailbox that now says 3067 or whatever the address is. That is also say Bawyer. That there's like an old decrepit house that's like falling apart and
abandoned.
No, I mean there was a log splitter out there and it looked like people have been rigging up logs and splitting stuff but
what do you want to do about that, Lucy?
We'll try the son again. I'll try calling the son again.
All the vehicles look pretty decrepit.
I left a message for the son on Friday, but no response. But again, that was my concern because it's been a month. This lady passed, and at this point, I guarantee you they did something with that stuff. Unfortunately, I just have that feeling. But
all right, so I'm going to Emmett. Why don't you do this? Why don't you call them? All right, I'm gonna leave it on you for today. Call them and see if you can get in contact with anybody. But again, don't go until you hear something from them.
Yes, we'll take you to the mailbox where the house used to be, and then I think they just replanted a mailbox at another house.
Okay.
So as it stands now, Emmett, in reviewing everything, you've got Irving White, Barbara Walker, Michelle Sale, Beverly Thompson, Farish, and Balger. So again, call them all, see who gets back with you. The Charlottesville ones, I would say it's pretty safe. You could probably just go by there to start with.
We just got a hospice order. It looks like Michael said he was going to put it with Emmett. It's an APP over to the hospice house on Ivy Road. We just got that in just before we came into the meeting, so I sent you an overview.
Go behind the building. It's 501 Park Street.
No, not that one. It's not that hospice house. This is This is the on Ivy Road at the transitional care.
Oh, transitional care hospital. Okay, so you're gonna need.
Now, what about Paula Stewart? Who's doing the pickup on Paula Stewart?
That's on Scott. That's on Scott.
Okay.
Yep, Paula Stewart and Keswick. That's on Scott. All right, so I'm going to.
And the bed that Sherry dropped this weekend, Lorraine Jackson. Oh, you get
that's on Johnny.
Okay, Johnny's doing that. We have another bed and another wheelchair that's for somewhere in the Louisa area that we were waiting for documentation on this morning. That's pending on both. I don't have the orders ready yet because they didn't have full documentation. We tried all Friday, but we didn't get it.
Okay. And do we have a name on that hospice one? Walter Haney?
Yes,
Walter Haney.
Doug's working on the order now, but it's Haney
Okay, that's in Charlottesville, correct?
in Charlottesville. Yep.
Uh,
It's an APP. Make sure we have a working APP, please.
okay. Somebody just dropped Michael Prophet.
He was on last week.
That's Scottsville. Where'd that one come from?
Wait, I did a Profit.
I've had him on there. I can't remember what.
I believe I did Profit. Hold on.
Michael Prophet, you did?
According to my activity log, I did a Michael Profit O2 fill oxygen tank delivery
on the 3rd. So what did they drop for today?
on the 6th.
Jeannie Kirk. She just created that today.
More tanks. If you just dropped some off on Friday,
I just did
I'll check this out.
oxygen delivery O2 fill for Michael Profit on 4/6.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to go back to him another.
No, not so soon. I'll check into this before we do anything.
Let me know on that because it's just sitting out there unassigned right now. All right. So as it stands now, that one's hanging. Scott, make sure you have extra tanks in case we have to go. And then Emmett will get Haney once that ticket comes through.
Michael Profit probably is a smaller tank. So Michael Profit is an elderly gentleman on the 3rd floor of this old Scottsville apartment complex.
Mhm.
I was about to take a picture of the stairwell.
So they're asking for 5 D tanks. What did you deliver last week?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 flights of stairs outside of his house, and he's on the 3rd floor. I believe he was going to be asking for maybe he needs an oxygen conserving device. He's on 2 liters, but he is probably going to fall down those stairs hauling around an E-cart and an E-tank. So he probably needs a smaller tank and a bag. I did tell him that we had that, but offered, but that we would need to authorize it and make sure that it was okay.
Okay.
He was an initial setup discharge from the hospital, put on oxygen. We did our 24 to 48. I did my E-check on the concentrator and told him that we had,
Well, Lucy, talk to Jeannie. She did this one. See if he does in fact could use some small tanks.
He made D tanks. I don't see why we have to go out today. We could probably.
Yeah. And also, let's see if we can get him tested for conservator if he hasn't already been.
Yep.
And he said that he has appointments all this week.
Okay.
So we might need to do a
Lucy will follow up on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Randy, here's what I want you to do. I want you to break out that handy dandy new laptop. And do you remember how to print tickets?
Yeah.
All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to log into Transport Manager. And I want you to go through there and I want you to go down the list click the hyperlinks, which will put you into Brightree, and then start printing out everybody's tickets. Okay. And then once all the tickets are printed out, I want you to print the calendars out. Okay. If you need help, call me. All right.
All right. I didn't have the hyperlinks, remember? Oh
yeah. So you're gonna have to copy the sales order number and then put it in. Remember the 16, if it's a 5-digit number starting with 16, that's a pickup. If it's a 6-digit number starting with a 2, that's a delivery ticket. Okay.
I'll work with him on that if he has any questions. That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah. You just might have to refresh his memory a little bit. I threw a whole lot of stuff at him real quick last week.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
All right. Does everybody understand what they need to do?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
All right. Randy, call me later. I'll be in a management meeting starting at 10. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
You're
Bye.